you want to watch that show? She was like, let's watch it. Like, it's just
What was more important for her?
way more important. Like,
Real
bro,
talk,
like,
real talk.
I'm like, good morning. First of all,
I should have been more open that my wife just wants to have a good little moment.
Welcome to another episode of the podcast. I'm Reg.
Homely.
Wadley.
Kareem.
Was that a gang sign you threw up?
Bro, so I'm going like this. You know when they make a 3? You feel me?
Oh, like when they be like mellow?
Exactly.
Yeah.
How did you do that?
I don't know how you do it. I don't know.
You know, Wildy from the inner city of Miami. So
That's right.
He put some hands up. I got a.
They got gang signs in Miami?
Of
A
course. What are you talking about?
He said,
a lot.
He said, how dare you?
Don't step on my set, brother.
Right. My bad.
Don't disrespect my set. Oh man, listen, hey, it's been a while since we hung out.
True.
Bro, we are
Hang out, bro.
we are overdue.
But when the wives gonna let y'all niggas out? Because you know I'm good to go.
Hey, let's set something up this month for sure.
This month.
Hey, I want to say something. You see how adult friendships are?
That's
it's not
crazy.
this week. It's not this weekend. It's like this month. I almost said, brother, this quarter. Let's talk. Let's push it back this quarter. We going into Q2 right now. Let's go. Let's talk about the quarter.
Good.
Quarter is crazy. I mean,
This next decade.
I'm going to have hair by the time we hang out. Like, I'm going to the fellas, bro.
Nah,
it's
for
crazy.
sure, we should set something up in the next 2
for
weeks.
sure.
The other day, when the picture of like in 2021 when we was in South Beach, it got shared,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Oh, when we look like a charging level?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They go-
Like a phone signal? Yeah.
They goes,
AT&T
wow,
raising the
all
bar.
y'all have different
crazy.
hairstyles.
Bro.
Green.
Now you look younger in that picture too.
You do look a little young.
The head was shinier?
I'm just trying to give you some credit. That nigga look the same.
He's not smiling. He's
Yeah, I'm trying to be serious.
Listen, if y'all can see the amount of ball jokes that go on between the multiple group chats we have, y'all feel bad for this man in here.
That's crazy.
And it's his wife leading the charge.
You feel me?
Easily.
Plot twist.
Easily.
Nah, man. But listen, I think today I want to get into some conversation about relationships. I know all of us, like we said, we've been married about 4 or 5 years on average. You straight, bro?
Bro, I'm sorry, bro. I just realized you have on a cardigan with no shirt under, bro.
It's been 2 hours. Hey, and Wild was like this too, just.
Hey, hold on. Hey.
He wasn't looking you in the eye. He was like,
Are you hot? Are you cold?
it's confusing. It's confusing. The color.
Are you in between
is-
seasons?
I mean, we just hit spring, dog. Like, it's.
When y'all edit this, when y'all edit this, I need you to zoom in on Waldy's face right before I said that.
Bro, he
Because
stopped.
the brother
He
was like
stopped the
this.
whole episode, bro.
Just to.
I just realized.
Listen,
And I
that.
thought you was about to say something so serious. Like,
Right.
hey, honestly, dog, I just got a call, like a text, like somebody. This man said he's been looking
you
at
got
his
a cardigan
cardigan.
on with no shirt on under. I'm gonna be honest. My wife bought this for me, and it's fly.
I mean, you might be inspired
It is
by his birthday fit.
You know, as I'm getting
oh, you know what?
I mean, can we talk about that for a second? You know, can we? I mean, chest out. Hey,
First off, if you don't
You know.
follow AView Group or any of the AView members, Wadley Estelle, Mrs. Faith Estelle, you have to follow them, first of all. Second off, go back to about March. Your birthday's March 5th. Go back to March 3rd. This brother had a Master Splinter outfit on.
Master.
And thought he had a Mortal Kombat outfit on.
yeah, dog.
And thought he was going to get away with it.
Goku Super Saiyan
I actually did get
3.
away with it, bro. I got a lot of compliments.
You got a lot of comments? Now,
That's
real
what's
talk,
up.
you should have had some pasties on because when you was leaning at a certain point, I saw a little too much nipple action.
That's
That's
crazy.
fine.
Why you looking so
Wow.
hard?
I wasn't looking, brother. It was in my face. What am I going to do about
He
that?
probably touched like his head. Look,
Yeah,
like,
I'm sitting here trying to serve myself, and it's just like, all right, brother. Like, all right, let me just try to.
hey, but the fit was fresh though.
Fit was fresh, bro.
Fit was fresh.
It was fresh.
It was fresh.
A little
It was
zesty,
fresh.
but it was fresh as hell.
Yeah.
It can't be
for
this.
sure.
Shout out to my wife. She selected it. She styled me.
Yeah.
Groomed me. Thank you, baby.
Let me tell you something about our wives, bro. They've been trying to. I just want to keep you abreast to this. No,
Wow,
no,
that's
no pun
crazy.
intended.
Abreast. That's that.
So our wives prank us all the time. They get our asses all the time. And one of the things I know they're going to do to us is they're going to get us matching shirts. I know they're going to.
somehow.
At
Right?
some point.
Because you said your wife got you that suit. My wife got me this cardigan. That's why I'm wearing it. And she told me to wear no shirt. So if y'all crack on me, y'all going to offend my wife. So don't crack on me in the comments. But our wives are definitely lining us up. Somehow.
Something's cooking.
I just want to, I think
Yeah.
we need to agree now
Yeah.
that anytime your wife buys you an article of clothing, just send it in the group chat. Just for like a verification.
Just for
Anytime?
verification.
If it looks
Suspect.
more unique than you kind of
Yeah, like, oh,
that makes sense.
used to.
If it's a black tee, that's straight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like come on, yeah. But if it's like something special, got
Like
some
a
words
pattern
on
shirt.
it,
Especially because we got this group trip coming up.
Right.
Keep your eyes-
Just be vigilant.
Keep your eyes
Vigilant.
open.
That's
Keep your
what
eyes
it is.
open.
Yeah.
Be vigilant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but
We still not gonna catch it.
Yeah, for sure.
we
really
No,
not.
we definitely not gonna catch it.
definitely not gonna
Definitely
catch
not,
it.
man.
But listen, I feel like one of the ways that our wives communicate that they love us is messing with us, is pranking us. You know what I mean? And that makes me think of what I actually want to talk about today. What we want to talk about is thriving relationships. And I think one of the first things we kind of want to get into is love languages. Because I know when I got married, people talk about love languages a lot, especially in the past, like I'd say 5 to 7 years. Love languages became a huge thing. And I think there's 5. There's like physical touch, there's quality time, acts of service, there's gifts, words of affirmation, and I said quality time. So those are the 5. When I got married, I was like, oh no, it's easy. Like I connect with all 5 of those. But as I've been married more, I realized how critical and important the love languages are in a relationship. So I guess the first thing for you guys, do you guys have different love languages with your wives, or have you identified what your love languages are?
Definitely identified it for sure.
What's yours and what's Sandy's?
Sandy's is acts of service, physical touch, and words of affirmation.
Okay.
Like, not saying that we need confirmation of like, oh, like, you look good, all that good stuff. But when it comes to like your spouse, the work never stops. Like the work never stops with telling your wife, you look great today. You look absolutely beautiful today. I love what you have on, all that good stuff. She really appreciates that. I noticed that, you know what I'm saying? Physical touch, she loves affection. She loves like just the little things, like, the hand on the leg, arm around the shoulder, all that stuff that is like, that should be natural in a relationship is the stuff that she really appreciates. And then acts of service was the other one I was saying. Like feeling secure, I would think is one of the best feelings ever. Like, especially for a woman, is knowing that, like, we have something that we have to get done and your man just goes, I got you. Like, you're good to go. You know what I'm saying?
Do you feel like every
knowing
woman?
that-
Do you think? Yeah. No. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna
ahead.
say, do you feel like every woman is like that?
I think
I feel like we've had conversations about that.
I think like it ties into like, I'm an independent woman, you know what I'm saying? And that's great. That's fantastic. You're supposed to want for yourself, and the things that you have going on should be independent to you, like to you. I love seeing like what Sandy has going on for herself. But at the same time, I truly feel like deep down everybody wants that person that like makes you feel secure, especially in situations like situations that make you feel like, I don't know what to do in a situation. Let me have let me have my spouse take care of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think, as much as we want to feel independent, at the end of the day, especially in a marriage, you want to feel like your spouse has you and not like you're doing extra work. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like that's so true, because I remember we were joking about it. I think it was at dinner the other day. We was talking about how our wives, I think Homley and Brittany was telling a story about, I think it was your shoes or something like that was out, and Brittany was telling you to bring them inside. Or something like that. And we were talking about, it just brought up the whole concept of sometimes our wives are asked us to do stuff that they could do for themselves.
Would that fall under the umbrella of acts of service?
I think so.
I think so, dude.
Yeah,
I think so.
Because that's what I was getting into, is that like sometimes our wives will ask us to do trivial things, right? And I think there's a running joke out there that like a woman will wait till you're in bed and comfortable, and then she'll tell you, that's what I'm trying to, yeah, you see how that's what I'm trying to elicit out of you earlier. A woman will wait till you're in bed and comfortable and then say, hey, can you go get me water? Can you go do
Brother, legit the other night, and going back to what you said.
Yeah.
Brother, later, I think it was yesterday. If it was not yesterday, it was the night before. Bro, I was doing kind of like a late night editing. I just wanted to get something done. And bro, it might have been like 1:32. And I legit get into bed, pull the sheets over. And sometimes, I ain't gonna lie, I try to get in like real
Quiet?
subtle, real quiet.
While she's sleeping, yeah.
Because I know she's gonna ask for something, right? But I try to sneak in that thing, just pull the sheets over.
Can you go grab me this in the fridge?
Hey, water.
Why he sound like?
and immediately, bro, I didn't even fuss. I didn't even like trip, because another thing is like, you already know it's going to happen. Yeah. So you just do it. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, it's your wife. You know what I'm saying?
It's much easier than an argument.
Bro, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm not trying to do the back and forth.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the fridge, go get the water, and I'm gonna come back in the bed, and we're gonna be all Gucci. I easily could have been like, bro, I've been editing for 4 hours.
Yeah.
You just not want the water when you know what I'm saying?
I was out there. You could have texted me,
You
get the
feel
water.
me?
I'd have
We
brought it
Try
with
to
me.
justify it by
Ex-
like how much work we did that day. Like we
don't
did
need-
so much that day. You can't just go get the water.
It's not.
Yeah,
We don't
yeah,
gotta
yeah.
do.
It's not,
We don't
yeah.
gotta do all that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm the worst at this. My wife will always not always. My wife will ask me to do stuff, but my wife does probably 10 times more than I do for her. That 10 times more for me than I do for her, right? But it'll be late at night and she's in bed. She's like, my wife don't like getting up late and she don't like walking through the dark. That's just my wife's thing.
Yeah. Same here.
Same.
So
Same
she's like, I'll come in the room. She's like, babe, can you give me water? Can you give me this? Can you go to the fridge and grab me these 4 snacks and blah, blah, blah. And sometimes I be getting so annoyed because if I wasn't here, who's going to do it? But the point is, I'm here.
You're here.
And I think that's
Alive, well, walking, healthy.
and part of that is because of her.
Exactly.
Right? But and what I mean by I'm here is that I think the emphasis or the value that women hold or that people hold in acts of service as a love language is that this person is here to support me, and like if I like my wife, she doesn't like walking, she doesn't like getting out of bed late. If I don't want to get out of bed late, at least I have a partner who can take care of my needs where I can't. And I think that's what acts of service communicates to women or men. It's not gender driven. I think it's communicating that this person is here to help service and push me along in our relationship, and it feels like a partnership. And so I've been really, really, really trying to lately be more conscientious of that because I'm with you.
What's yours? What's
My love languages?
What's your love language, and then what's Soph?
So I think my love languages are my first one is words of affirmation for sure, and then after that, it's probably a balance between physical touch and quality time. Sophie's love languages, I would say, primarily is quality time. I would say second and third, they kind of battle each other, is acts of service and gifts. But I'm not 1,000% sure. I gotta ask her. But yeah, that's kind of our balance. And so what I realize is sometimes where like Sophie's not feeling really connected to me, quality time is important to me, but it's not super, super, super important. Like where it's very important for her. So like she want to put on a show like, oh babe, I started watching this show. And like I hate shows with subtitles. Hate it. But she'll
Oh,
put
like
on,
when the language is different, or you just mean
no,
subtitles in
yeah,
general?
language is different. Sorry.
Okay, yep.
So she'll put on a show where it's just like they're speaking like naturally in like French or something.
Speaking Mandarin.
Yeah, boy, they're speaking all types of stuff, and it's got English subtitles. She's like, oh babe, this show's great. And I'm just like, I hate this shit. And I'm like, you know what? Like, you feel me? I hate this.
That's so true, bro.
But it's like, I end up like
Yeah.
y'all see the memes all the time. I end up enjoying, bro. I
Yep.
be enjoying them shows more than
Yep.
she do. I be waiting for her to go.
She'll
get
throw
home.
on a
Babe,
movie.
Can you get home so we can watch this show?
Yep.
And so I think like for me, I'm really learning to. It's not just about doing the thing because I enjoy the thing, but it's doing the thing because I know she enjoys doing it with me. And so kind of like I think we've had other discussions where there's a level of joy and validation that you get as a man when you see your wife happy. And so doing things to make her happy. It's not about, like we said, happy wife, happy life. It's more so that's one thing that I can do to communicate that I love her.
Because like you said, sorry, and like you said, like it's so many times that she does something for you and that you don't do it for her. Like that one little thing she asks for, and because you're like, we gotta watch this right now. Like, I just worked all day. We're supposed to watch this. Why don't we watch the show we always be watching? That one little thing that they notice, dang, I just wanted to watch this and enjoy my time with you, not necessarily the show. I'm just trying to spend this time with you. Who cares really about the show? And then next thing you know, like you said, you end up liking it too anyway.
Bro.
So I'm like, oh wait, so Leroy
Hey,
dating like wait a minute.
You all caught up
Right.
in it.
And now you know more. You're like, hey, what we watching tonight? We watching that
so one of the shows, I forgot the name of the show. It was a show based in like Spain, so they're speaking Spanish and the subtitles in English, right? So at first, like I said, I was like, man,
Money Heist?
why we?
No.
No, it wasn't Money Heist, but that was a good one too. I was like, man, why are we watching this stuff, man? It's trash, bro. By the third episode, Sophie was going to the bathroom and she was like, babe, pause it. And I was like, nah, bro, it's getting good. Like I can't pause it right now. Why you going to the bathroom? I'll catch you up, brother. I remember one day she was working from home. I wanted to turn it. I was going through Netflix. I was like, damn, bro, I can't watch it without her. I can't watch it without her.
Can't
bro.
do it.
Bro, because I be getting locked in. She knows some good shows.
You
Yeah.
gotta think about it, man. We weren't meant to do life alone. So when we find someone reliable to do life with, it's just that much more. Like it's just like a thank you God moment, right?
That's real.
So you have someone I scratch your back, you scratch mine. Like something that shows, right? Something as small as simple as shows. Like you find a show that you like to watch, I'll watch it with you. And a lot of times it's not about, like you said, it's not about just watching that show. It's just about watching that show together. As to why my wife would get upset if I watch something $1, because it's like this is our moment. It's bigger than the show.
Yeah.
It's not about the show. And for yes.
Hey, do you wait for your spouse to watch the show, or do they keep watching without you?
I wait for her because my wife get more TV time than I do.
I wait. I wait.
So she'll
don't wait.
she'll
I'll be fighting.
but she doesn't watch.
Oh wait, so
She don't wait for you?
Sandy
She
don't
don't wait for
wait?
you?
She don't be waiting, bro.
I
I'm
wait
on
for
season 3.
Faith waits?
she'll
okay.
just watch something else. She'll wait.
I don't wait.
She'll wait.
You don't wait, but y'all don't watch the same stuff.
Brittany and I are like two different people when it comes to shows. Brittany loves reality, and I love like action and like drama. Brittany is just like all reality. I'm like, I can't watch girls fighting all day. Please put something else on. But if it's for her, I watch it. But go ahead.
No, 100%. I think, and then since my wife gets more TV time than I do, and she knows that like I'll easily be like against TV. So if she sees that I'm tapped in, she'll like, oh, let me use this time because okay, I got Wadley's attention. Let's watch. So it's pretty dope because like even last night we was watching this forgot the name of it. I think it's called Hijack. Oh, it's Hijack. Okay, we was watching Hijack and like it was a great show, and it's literally like we got to the last episode and it's like 11:30, and I'm like, yo, I gotta be up early to shoot. I know you.
Y'all watch the season the whole day in one day?
No, bro, we're not that blessed.
They got a daughter, nigga. They can,
But moral of the story is, she was like, all right, baby, time to go to sleep, and I was like, oh, it's the last episode. It's late. She was like, are you down to watch it? Because I'll be down to watch it. So she's willing to sacrifice her sleep because she knows, hey, you've been out working all day. This is our time. Let's go ahead and extend this time together.
That's awesome. So what would you say her love languages are?
Quality time.
How about you? What are your love languages?
My love language is acts of service, right? So
That's because you Haitian.
it is. But it's like with my wife's love language being quality time, in my mind, I'm like, all right, it's us spending time together. Mind you, I work, my desk is right here, her desk is 5 feet away from me.
That's not quality time though. That's what's crazy.
You be thinking that it
We
is,
were
but
together
it's
all
not.
day, but
We weren't together. We were
Bro,
together, but not together.
Prime example. Yesterday we're working, and I had my niece. She had a daddy daughter dance, so I was taking her to a daddy daughter
Beautiful,
dance.
bro. Shout out to you for that, bro.
And
yeah.
and I just so also was providing the photo booth service there. So like I'm packing up the booth, and I'm getting ready to go. And mind you, I've been next to my wife all day, and I hear a question like, "So when are you getting home?" I'm like, "I've been home all day."
Hey, wow.
Well, how long are you gonna be out till? I'm like, it's a daddy daughter dance. I
don't know.
It's elementary. I don't think
7:30 to
I was like,
go.
I
can't give you a number.
I was like, I'll probably be home by 8. If it runs till 9, you might get mad at me, but maybe she wants to go out for ice cream afterwards. I don't know. So so with that being said, quality time with her is like her and I together. But it's her and I together doing something that she enjoys or either I enjoy. To me, I don't enjoy working, but it brings money. And she sits next to me, so in my mind, we always make quality time,
baby.
We making bread together.
We making bread together. This
what's
is
the
beautiful,
problem?
man. We get to wake up together, go to the gym together. We get to eat breakfast together, sit next to each other all day. We'll pick up Karis. Karis will come in and ruin our day at work, but that's fine.
These are quality moments.
These are quality moments to me.
But that's not quality
her.
time.
Not to her. And then she'll put Karis down, and then it's nighttime, and I'll probably get on the phone and start talking to my brother or something, and she'll give me this look like, you haven't spent any time with me today.
We was together all day.
In my mind, I'm like, we've been together all day. But the time that was spent together wasn't quality because it wasn't focused.
Centered on you
It
guys.
wasn't centered on us. So
That's huge.
So quality time in a nutshell would probably mean the time you spend actually with like engaging with each other, like learning about each other. Wow. I think my quality time, I think my love language shift a little bit. I think for me, my number one is quality time because I work so much and it's like the grind, right? Like what's the next best thing? How can I be successful? All that good stuff. I appreciate just those little moments of like, we just chilling, watching TV on the couch. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm seeing like a little bit of a shift because now Sandy's like waking me up like, did you hit up so-and-so? Did you email so-and-so back? I was like, dang, did I do this to you? Is this what this feels like? Now I really appreciate when it's just like, good morning. Yeah. Did you hear about so-and-so today? Like, you want to go for a walk? Yeah. Now I appreciate those little moments as opposed to like, this is get up and go straight to the grind.
Do you feel like fatherhood changed that for you?
I think so because
You want to be around your son all the time.
yeah, now I just want to be around him all the time. And because of that, I just want to be around my family all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like traveling so much and being away from your family, it's like no day is promised. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't take each of these moments for granted just because I want to get the next best thing. I want to enjoy those little moments of him just running up to me and hugging me. Because at the end of the day, who cares about all this stuff? Okay, yeah, I accomplished this. This is great. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. But at the end of the day, who do you go home to?
Yep.
The one person you see every day when you wake up in the morning is your wife. Like, and I never thought that my personality would match with just living in the moment. Cause I'm always like, next thing, next thing, next thing. Now I'm like living in the moment. And now that Sandy is like really on her grind now and stuff like that too, it's like a flip in a sense. And it's like, oh,
This is how it was for you.
this is how it was. Dang, I am so sorry for stressing you out about wanting to be successful so bad. I get it now. Cause now it's like, did you email so-and-so back? I'm like, good morning, first of all. You know what I'm saying? And nothing against her. Like, it's still, we still wake up and make sure that we enjoy each other before we, but like now that I see it, I appreciate the little things more because it's like, you don't get that stuff back. And most people, when they, not to get a little bit deeper, most people I heard or what I read is that, like when they're on their deathbed and things like that, one of the biggest regrets that they have is that they didn't spend that quality time with their family. They just didn't spend those little moments. So like, what does all this stuff that you really trying to accomplish really mean? You know what I'm saying? It really has to make sense for you and your families.
Bro, that's perfect, bro. I was actually reading Psalms 39. I do a daily devotion. I try to. I ain't perfect. I try to. I swear. But yesterday's was on Psalm 39, and it was like verse 3 or 4. It says, "Lord, remind me how brief my time here is on earth."
That's huge.
Like it's like he was like the time I have on earth is pretty much just like the length of my hand. It's like bro, our time here is nothing but a speckle of dust, pretty much, in the grand scheme of things. So when you really think about it, bro, we don't have much time. So it's very, very important to spend as much time as you can with your loved one. And as I'm listening to these podcasts of like people that are like the wealthy people, one of the things they always say is like, spend time with family. Spend time with family.
Yep.
And I'm gonna say I believe they said it because they've sacrificed so much time away from their family to get here. And now sometimes what it does is the family probably you don't appreciate that because in their mind they're like, yo, listen, man.
They don't see the work. Yeah.
They don't. It's like it's not that they don't see the work. One, but two, it's like, bro, someone could have died, and you like, bro, I really didn't get to spend that much time with them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Someone like could have like think about it. Like if I'm blessed enough to work from home, but if I was putting these hours in the office, my daughter wouldn't see me. My wife wouldn't see me. So there's so much things. My daughter would be growing, and I'm not around for it. And then I try to interject myself in her life, and she's like, bro, you really ain't, you really not around like that.
Yeah. You
I
can't,
feel
you
like
can't
when
get
watch,
that back.
When you watch TV and movies, that's the classic story of the very successful, whether it's the couple or the man or the wife, very successful entity. And then their relations, their close people next to them is like, yeah, you got all this money, but I never enjoyed it. I never enjoyed a moment with you. This means nothing to me.
Shaq talks about it all the time. I just saw a video where he was talking to Jason Kelsey about retirement, and he was just telling him, "Hey man, you have the family, you have the wife, you have the kids, and they're all still with you, and you get to enjoy retirement with them." Shaq always mentions that he messed up. He didn't do life correct. He didn't spend the quality time. He didn't do the things that he needed to do to have a family now. He said he lives in a 100,000 square mansion by
empty.
himself.
Yeah.
Empty.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But if you did the right things back then, you would have that, person to spend life with and do life with. I can't imagine being in a 100,000 square foot home
Alone.
by myself.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah, bro.
I can't imagine doing life without Brittany. You know what I'm saying?
And sometimes you don't even have to be as big as Shaq because
Exactly.
in my line of work, bro, like in my line of work, we sell cruises. So I'll get a father on the phone that's literally ready to book 5 cabins for his whole family, right? He'll put the deposits down. He's like, yeah, I'm catering it. I'm footing the bill for everything.
Yep.
Bro, there's probably out of if I get out of 100% of times, it's probably a 40, maybe 30% success rate on those type of trips because the person that's not even paying for it will not show up. He'll be like, I'll get a call back like they don't want to go, and in my mind I'm like, who doesn't want to go on a free trip?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But then I don't know the backstory of like how involved was dad
Yep.
when they were younger.
Yep.
Yeah.
They probably don't have that infinity.
Yeah.
It probably was always just, hey, here's my provider, and my provider just gave me money to go do something.
Yeah.
So now I found other people to go do something else with,
yeah.
and I don't really cherish that time.
We
And
that's
really
good.
we really live our lives like tomorrow's promise.
Yeah.
Like we really be acting that way.
And I think when Reem was talking about how his love languages evolved, the one word I said was enlightened. I said that's a very enlightened statement, and I love that you brought the word into it, Psalms. And so in another religious concept in Hinduism, I think it's Hinduism. There's a concept of nirvana where it's like enlightenment, and so
Yep.
and even you talk about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. There's different hierarchies of needs. And so I think a lot of times we're so focused on pursuing the physical and the security aspect.
Yeah.
And I think once we get to a point where we've learned how to achieve and we've learned how to take care of our family, we realize that, okay, what's the next level of need that I have? Is to feel connected and to have a community.
Yeah.
And that's my family. The tough thing is, especially for a lot of like people in our diaspora, as you know, Caribbean American, Haitian American, African American, we come from places that we are so focused on providing and security that's what we need. That
makes us proud.
That's what makes us proud.
Makes us feel good.
But once we get that, it's like, wait, I need to love my kids. I need to connect with my kids. I need to have relationships with my kids.
Yeah.
And I think for me, I think all of us, we've all grown, like we said before, we got married, was broke. Now we're doing well for ourselves. And I think we're all getting to this point of enlightenment where we're evolving and realizing that, man, it's not just about being able to have a house and have a car and be able to put food on the table, clothes on the back. It's about being able to connect and build with our people. So I think that's lovely.
I think the older that I get, I start to realize that more. So, when we first started our business, I was like, man, I just want to make sure we're good.
Yeah.
I want to make sure there's money in the bank. I want to make sure my wife is happy. I want to make sure that she can get what she wants and what I want. And going back to, love languages, Brittany's love language is quality time. I think that's her number one, and then everything else follows that.
So that's all for our
Yes,
lives.
she loves quality time,
Physical
bro.
touch,
and it can be, and it could be the simplest
Words
thing.
of affirmation.
So usually I try to get up early and I try to hit a coffee shop just so I can get out of the house and go do some work. So usually I'm out of the house all day, right? And then when I come home, it's usually late, probably like 9, 10. And then I give her, I'm going to be honest, I give her a fraction of the time that I was out. So I'll probably give her like, 30 minutes, and then I'll probably jump on the computer again and go over some stuff. At that point, when I'm home, I'm really not doing much editing. I'm probably like revising stuff, looking at contracts and so on and so forth. But for Brittany, she hasn't seen me all day.
Yeah.
But in my head,
Yep.
this is what I'm thinking. I'm just being open. I'm just being honest. In my head, we run a business together. Work together. We're married.
everything we're doing.
It's together.
together.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna come home. You're gonna see me. We're gonna kiss. We're gonna have dinner.
It's crazy
whatever.
how you're
And
together
it's-
at times, but you're not really together.
And we're gonna be good.
Yeah.
But for Brittany, kind of going back to what you said, just taking the time out just to watch a show, and
Yeah.
you got time for an episode, and you got to get up in the morning.
Yep.
I'm down for an episode. We'll watch it. Same thing for Brittany.
Yeah.
She just wants to spend time. And I'm saying all that to say, I think I've been noticed this, right? But the other day it really hit me. Y'all boys will get on me about this. I mean, you already talked to me about this. But the other day, I was out editing again, and Brittany sent me a video from TikTok where these husband and wives or couples or friends or whatever is doing this dance together, right? Hear me out.
Oh, that one.
Hear me out. So
I
Brittany
love the
said,
way you work.
So Brittany said, babe, we should do this. This looks super fun, right? I'm already like in my brain kind of like pushing it aside because I'm like, I don't have that side in me. But I should have been more open that my wife just wants to have a good little moment.
That's what
just
it is.
shooting this video. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I didn't look at it that like that. I looked at it as like
You're looking at the external,
exactly,
not the internal.
So
Yep.
it goes a couple days and I didn't do the video. And then one day I came back home from editing day, and she's like, babe, we gotta do the video. And she was like super excited. Me, I'm still in the like, okay, we can do it. You know what I'm saying? Being honest, bro, us like doing the video, like I was genuinely happy
Oh,
doing
we could
this
tell.
doing this with her, bro.
no,
But because
Yeah, you
not
did.
only
Yeah, you look happy,
not
bro.
only did it
Look
make
very happy.
not only
Yeah. I ain't never seen you smile that hard.
not only did it make me happy, but she was having a great time.
Yeah.
And I think
That's
honestly, I've been married for 4 years now, but doing that video like really opened my brain to just spending a few moments with your wife, like just like brightens up their day, bro. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So, I knew then that quality time was important to her, but
Yeah.
just doing that video just enhanced it. Like
Yeah.
I've been out all day and she just needed, bro, we did that video. I had to do some practice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's
Hey, but you did better than her.
No, she did better than me. But like, bro, that only took like 30 that only took like 30 minutes, bro. You know what I'm saying? But it meant the world to her. That's all I needed to give her. You know what I'm saying? But in my brain, I'm so focused on I gotta make sure our finances is good. I gotta make sure our future house is good. I gotta make sure our future kids.
man in you, bro.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
It's
And-
wild how your intentions
Exactly.
of providing for your family, making sure everyone's
And-
good,
and here's the
can
kicker.
actually be something that
Exactly.
causes a negative
And here's the kicker.
effect to the family.
She knows
Yeah.
all of that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? She
Yep.
knows we're trying to buy a home. She knows we want kids. But
she's
she
still
just
thinking.
'Cause
needs
you
needs me.
You
She
have
need-
the goal in your mind,
Exactly.
like, babe, I'm trying to get this house
Exactly.
first. Like,
She
when we
knows
get
all
the
of that.
house, we good.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's what's crazy. I think the beauty in what men and women compliment each other in is that. I think sometimes
Bro, they balance us, bro. We're focused on making sure our wife is fine, making sure there's money in the bank, making sure that everything is just perfectly set, that we can get lost in that. And our wives just balances out, bro.
But I think it's crazy, and I think this is something that you was talking about earlier. It's just like, as men, we're so focused on those things, which are important, but those same things can get you in trouble.
Yep.
It's so interesting, bro. You're trying to do all these things to provide for your family, make sure everyone is good, or what you think is good in your head, that because you're trying so hard to make sure everyone is good, you're actually hurting the
This
dynamic.
is what I think,
of-
bro. I think, and this is what I think is the beauty of how God has built family, right? And there's no discredit to any other family structures that are out there. But what I find value in a man and a woman leading a household, a lot of times the men traditionally were built to think about security and provision, whereas women a lot of times are thinking about community, affection, love, acceptance, those other qualities that sometimes we don't not care about, but we don't primarily think about. But like I said, that's the value in having it. When you look at the hierarchy of needs,
We were designed to have a partner.
it's the compliments.
If we did this by ourselves, we would be effed up.
If you're a man, you're at home, and yeah, you're taking care of your kids as far as being there for them and loving them, but
yeah.
there's no food on the table, no clothes on their back.
Yeah.
You bum.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I
So
greatly,
at the end of the
strongly
day,
believe there is an importance in
Yeah.
the grind. However, there needs to be, and that's why, like I said, for at least for in this conversation, for us,
You gotta
men,
find your balance.
we
Yeah,
found
you got-
our
you got- you
balance.
gotta find that
we found our
balance.
balance because there's other
Yeah.
relationships where, like even you mentioned it earlier, where now you're more so on the tip of, man, I want to be with y'all, and
Yeah.
Sandy's
Yeah, yeah.
like, did you send that
Yeah,
contract?
yeah,
Did
yeah,
you close that client?
Yeah.
So it's not
Yeah.
a male or woman thing.
Yeah.
It's a masculine feminine thing.
Yeah.
It's not a male or woman thing. I think it's
Yeah.
more so a balance in a relationship where all of our needs are met,
Yeah.
emotionally and physically.
Yeah, it's finding that balance, bro, because and having that open communication of like what you have going on during that day, even to the minute detail. Like, look, I'm going to be away for 3 hours or whatever. Like, just keeping that open
Communication is huge.
You know what I'm saying?
I want
Because
to
like,
jump into communication.
Yeah,
Let me,
yeah.
but real quick,
Go ahead.
we skipped over homie's love language. I never caught that part of the relationship.
I think we missed that.
Believe it or not, bro, going back to what you were saying, I think mine has shifted as well. I think mine at first was acts of service.
Yeah.
Or-
Sorry, real quick. Mine used to be acts of service because I wanted to see Sandy grind as much as I did. Like, I wanted to see that same work ethic. So you have that expectation of your spouse to be like, dang, if I'm doing this much, you should be doing this much too.
Yeah.
But now seeing the flip side of it, I'm like, now I get why you can get so caught up with work
Correct.
that you're losing that quality time. So
So-
for me, it's that quality time. For me, yeah.
Same thing for me. I think mine was at first acts of service, but mine now is quality time.
That's huge.
So because I'm out for a long period of time, I actually want to come home and just chill with Brit. Like it could be honestly, it could be honestly, it could be the littlest thing, bro. We can go out for ice cream. And here's the kicker. And I think it also comes down to communication as well. Like I struggle with communicating that, babe, I've been out editing all day. I do want to spend time with you, but I do have to get this done. But I didn't communicate with that with her as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think mine has shifted from acts of service to quality time because I generally, after a long day of editing or post production, whatever the case is, I just want to chill with my wife. Like when my boys, say, hey, let's link up. I'm cool with that. But at the end of the day, hey, what time we wrapping up? Because honestly,
I gotta get home to my wife.
I'm trying to be.
You
I'm
already
trying to be with
spend
my
that
wife.
time working. Now you got to go
Exactly.
hang out with your
So-
boys
so
too.
Brittany's
Where's the time for my
Correct.
my wife?
Brittany has
Yes.
also opened my eyes as well. Like on a Saturday or Friday or Sunday, whatever the case is, or even if we're traveling, we're spending all day together, right? But we're running a business.
That's not-
We're not spending quality time.
Yeah.
But in my brain, sometimes I'm like, we just rode on the plane together. We went to the
Quality
rental car
time.
place together.
We drove in the car together.
We drove to the car together.
Yep.
We booked the hotel together.
Yep, yep.
Now we chilling at the hotel just doing nothing. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying?
We're together.
There was no quality time at that time. You know what I'm saying? I didn't take, hey, let's go grab lunch. Let's go talk about whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I said all that to say my love language has completely shifted. I just want to be with my wife, bro.
All of us have some type of faith foundation background. And one of the things I was listening to, I forgot his name. He's a pastor, but he's doing a podcast now. I can't remember the name. I would shout it out because he's great. But there was a video I was watching where he was saying, talking about, he was with Michael Todd talking about how
Oh, is
Christ
it Upset the Gram? No.
joined the B-side, I think his name of his podcast. Okay. But I think Upset the Gram, I think that's the same. I don't know. The guy with the braids, the glasses.
Upset the Gram.
Yeah. So he was talking about loving your wife like Christ loved the church. And in that episode, he was talking with Michael Todd, and Michael Todd was talking about how in his ministry, because Michael Todd has a huge ministry, and how in moments where he was doing actual marriage ministry, there were times that him and his wife were beefing.
Yeah.
And then his buddy who runs that podcast, Upset the Gram, pulled him to the side and said, listen, you like I can't, I have to paraphrase, but essentially you're focused on ministering to the church, but your first ministry is your wife.
Yeah.
Your first ministry is your wife.
Don't forget that. Yep.
And that's why I love, like, I think it's in a couple of y'all bios, husband,
Yep.
then it's father,
Yep,
then it's
first.
videographer or photographer or chemist or scientist or whatever have you.
As much as I love my son,
and
as much as I love my son, it started
My
with
wife
our
first.
marriage.
But I think what the emphasis is in loving your wife like Christ loved the church, and you look at Christ's sacrifice in the religious texts of the Bible, you look at what Christ did for the church, his whole life was devoted to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He came here for that,
Yep.
you know, and there's other
Yep.
things that he did, but I think it's so critical for us as men to understand that. One, we need to understand our wives' love languages. Two, we need to understand our love languages, right? And then from that, we're able to maneuver, because I think there can be a lot of difficulties, and we could go on for hours, because honestly, I have like 5 more questions to ask you afterwards, but we got to snip it. But there can be a lot of difficulties from having different love languages.
Do y'all feel
Because-
like y'all
Yep.
love y'all wives through their love language?
Because that's
Wait,
the point.
repeat that?
Do you love your wife through her love language?
Love
Because what'll happen is in
Okay.
the book of love languages and the concept, everybody has a love bank, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And you make deposits to that bank, right? So let's say your love language, my love language, my top love language, let's say is words of affirmation. Second is acts of service, and third is quality time. Let's say it like that. Let's call words of affirmation is $100. Acts of service is a 50. The other one is like a 20.
Yep.
Those are my three. Quality services are 20 for me. But my wife, it's her top one, so it's $100 for her.
Got it.
If every time she's giving me quality time, she's thinking she's depositing $100 into my bank. It's really only 20 for me.
Right.
And so the way that love works,
Intentional.
in an angle, is that you have to consistently build in that love bank. You got to deposit into that love bank to have a healthy relationship.
Yep.
And so what happens is, to Wally's point, is sometimes you're trying to give what you think is a $100 bill, and it's really just a $5 for her.
Right.
Yeah.
So you give an acts of service. She's like, really, I want to spend time with you.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah,
think you
yeah,
giving her
that's
100, and she's getting a
Right.
5 on the back end.
Right.
Yeah,
What you
that's
So
think
you're like,
might be
baby,
good
I
for
gave you,
Yep.
I gave you $500. She's like, that's only 25 to me. What you
Yeah.
talking
Right,
about?
right.
So the
Right.
question is,
Word.
yes,
A good example, like last night I came from an event and it was like a had a whole bunch of cash on me, and I was like, hey, babe, we joke around because she does all the graphic work. I was like, hey man, you been complaining that you ain't getting paid for the graphics. Here you go, right? I was like, here you go. I was like, I threw her like a wad of cash, right?
Yeah.
And she was like,
Yeah.
oh, thank you, da da da. And then I was like, you want to watch that show? She was like, let's watch it. Like, it's just
What was more important for her?
way more important. Like,
Real
bro,
talk,
like,
real talk.
Yep.
like, dude, like, hey, yeah, money's cool. Yeah, I need my nails, I need my hair done. Yeah, we need to take these trips. I want this. I want all that. But it's like her love language is quality time. So, bro, it's like, let's watch that show. God, forget the bread, dog. She left the bread on the couch. I actually took the bread back. She was. Bro, the bread, she just left it on the couch. She just left the money on the couch, bro. 3 hours later, bro, we locked in on the show, and that's really what mattered to her because that's her love language. That's what got her fired up. Like, to me, I thought she was gonna be like, oh yes, boom. Oh, start thinking about, okay, what next hairstyle I'm gonna get. Nope, it was, hey, are we gonna watch it? Bro, she jumped up. I was waiting for you all day. Come on, let's go. Boom. On.
In that moment, did you do you be kind of like, you be in that moment and you're like, huh? Like, I thought this is what you needed.
Well,
but-
I'm thinking about, hey, how can we spend some time together? Like, how can what?
You are thinking about that.
So he
am.
already knew.
Okay.
He already knew that.
Okay.
I'm gonna give her this bread, but she didn't want to spend. That's why you asked her if she want to watch the show.
Exactly, because I actually was looking forward to the show too. But it's like we even tried to see if we could step out that night. Although we work together, we're by each other all day, you know. But we even try to see if we can. But it's work. It's working. It's not quality time being spent together. But we even try to see if we can run out. And when I realized we couldn't run out together, because the baby's sleeping, my mom is not feeling too well. I was like, all right, let's not stretch it. I was like, bro, honestly, we'll spend so much more time. We'll have much better time just sitting at home together, doing something that we enjoy. So
I love that, bro.
So you just gotta love them through their love language, dog. Because I think me being gone, working all day now, her love bank is refilled now, and now I can go off and work another day, and she not press me about spending time together.
I got one more question or one more thought. Like, how do you, in your relationships, how do you manage that? Because like you said, like the way that you receive love and the way you communicate love is different from how your spouse receives and communicates. And so I think it's a great example where you understand your wife, you know. But at times where you guys might be at odds or things are shifting in the relationship where your love language is changing, how do you manage the communication in those moments to ensure that your wife or your spouse is feeling loved and that you are as well?
I think love is intentional, man. Like, yes, it's a natural feeling you feel towards your spouse, but at the same time, it's work. Like, you think it's gonna be, oh, we married, we're in love, life is great, but it's a constant work. It's like you when you're working for your business, when you work for a job. You have to be intentional about the things you do for your wife.
Yeah.
Every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you know y'all had a down day yesterday, be intentional about maybe what you want to do tomorrow with her. You know what I'm saying? Like, were you as affectionate with her the day before? Maybe you need to give her just that extra hug, keep her, you know, close by you just for a few more minutes or an hour or what have you, just to be intentional about like what might have been missing that day before. If you just think that like going into a marriage or just going into a relationship is just the flowers of just like, we're in a relationship. I think that's where you see relationships nowadays are like cut shorter, you know what I'm saying? Because they don't realize how it actually takes work to put into it. You have to be intentional about what you do for your spouse every day.
It comes down to balance because like my mentors, they both work a lot of hours during the day, right? And he be gone all day. But when I've been
And
on
he
the phone with him.
owns several businesses.
Yeah, I've been on the phone with him, and like I remember he would be pulling and he'd be like, hey, I'm about to walk in the house, gotta go. He was like, hey, my wife and I, we have a rule. Once we come in the house, everything like the outside world is cut off, bro. Now it's you and I.
You know,
so everybody just
sorry to
have
cut you
have-
off, but I would love
good.
to get to that point. That inspires me.
But that's their balance, and at the end of the day, we all have to find our balance. That's just an example that may work out for you, or maybe you have something else that works. But at the end of the day, like Reem was saying, bro, you're never too busy to spend time on your marriage.
Yeah, that's
So
good.
you think you are,
I think
but you're not.
one thing you touched on, and I think it'll probably be its own episode,
because what you touched on before Hami started speaking again was the concept of falling in love with your spouse and thinking that you can get married, and that's the feeling of falling in love with them was enough to carry through the marriage.
You fall in love all over again all the
So,
time.
so it's the concept of is there a difference between loving your wife and being in love with your wife? And so I'm gonna leave it at that. Y'all let us know if y'all want to see that on the episode, because I think that'd be a good conversation.
The moment you fell in love with your spouse is not the only moment you're going to fall in love with them. You're going to fall in love with them more than once, over and over again. Find ways to fall in love all over again.
I'm gonna say this real quick because now you got me going. Even in my relationship, in 5 years, we've gone through different ups and different downs in our relationship, and I've realized that I see why people do vow renewals, because I think the person you were when you married that person is a different person than you are now. The reasons you were in love with that person have evolved to what they have now, you know? And I think that's the beauty of marriage, is that it's an always evolving thing, because the two people are always evolving. But the effort to stay together, the focus on growing together, I think is the beauty in and of it all. And so what Reem said is very real, is that the first time you fall in love with your spouse is not the last time you're gonna fall in love with them over and over again. Anyways, to wrap it up, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I think we talked about a lot of very good things today. I think all of our wives have similar love languages of quality time, but in general, beyond just quality time, as men, a lot of times we get locked in on focusing on provision and security. But the aspect of acceptance, community, love, affection, togetherness with your wife, those are just as important. Don't neglect one for the other. Find time to make money and provide for your family. Also find time to make sure that your family is able to appreciate those provisions that you provide with. All right. So I think that's all we got for this episode. Let's wrap it up, and we'll see you guys next time.
What's up, guys? This is Kareem with the Men with the View podcast. I have a fun fact for y'all that I want to share. Did you know that liking, commenting, and subscribing is still free? Like, you do not have to pay at all to do it. So if you just go down right there and just click that thing, you will be okay. And it actually won't take any money out of your bank account. So all of that, we really appreciate, guys. The journey has been amazing so far. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe again. Love y'all.